Hi everyone, this is Heather Lottinen from the Flourish.Academy. This is episode 459. I was working with some clients this past weekend and I learned something new about my D750 in regards to focus modes. So there are 3 settings. I say that with hesitation because one of them is auto. So there are essentially 2 settings plus auto for focus modes. And focus modes mean how the camera focuses. Now when I'm teaching this in person, we first start talking about where the camera focuses. So we always start with focus points and how to adjust those. And then we move on to how the camera focuses, because these are obviously 2 different things. I will say this, for most wedding and portrait photographers, we keep our cameras in autofocus mode. So on the D750, that's a switch here, and sometimes it is also on the side of your lens. And occasionally, I bump this. And in fact, the last time I bumped this from autofocus into manual, my bride was walking down the aisle with her dad. Oh my goodness. And my camera wouldn't focus and I was freaked out. And I looked down and realized I had bumped that. Okay, so I personally am always in autofocus. Do any of you manually focus for any reason? I can think of a few applications for that, such as macro photography, maybe astrophotography, but in terms of portrait photography, it's pretty rare that we would use manual focus. Okay, so the camera's always in autofocus, but there are 2 different ways it can focus when you press the shutter button. The first is called single servo. When you press the shutter button halfway to take a photo, the camera will lock a focus one time. That's the noise it makes, locks the focus. Boom, you take the photo. In continuous servo, when you press the shutter halfway to take a photo, it will continuously hunt for a focus until you press the button to take the photo. So that's like if you are tracking something and you're moving and it's going, that's continuous servo. And you typically want to use that for subjects that are in motion. If my subject is still or relatively still, then I'm going to keep it in single servo. Locks the focus, I take the photo. Why? Because I find I have more control that way. I know you will get better, sharper photos in single servo with non-moving subjects because you have more control. Locks the focus one time, take the photo. Again, if you have fast-moving subjects, tracking it is fine. Bride walking down the aisle. If you can shoot fast-moving subjects in single servo, I do it. It's just that when you focus and you have to take the photo immediately. You can't hesitate. Okay, so the other mode is auto, where the camera chooses either continuous servo or single servo, depending on what it thinks is happening. No thank you. I have control issues and I don't want the camera picking because then I don't know what it is selecting. Now on Canon, that's referred to as AI focus. AI standing for artificial intelligence. Well, until I have a robot fully cleaning my home, I just don't think it's there yet. So AF-A on the Nikon and AI on the Canon for focus modes means auto. The camera is either going to pick single servo or continuous servo. I don't recommend that. I would rather see you in single or continuous depending on what you are photographing. Okay, but what I learned on the Nikon D750, if you are using live view mode, you have all of this information at the top of your screen. And we were looking at this weekend, and it says if you switch the focus mode, your choices are AF-S, single servo, locks the focus, or AF-F. And I was like, what the heck is AF-F? And I looked it up, and it just means continuous servo. I'm not saying it's not there, but I didn't come across a reason why that's labeled as AF-F versus AF-C, like it is on the top of the camera. I'm not sure. I would assume there's a reason for that, but there's no auto. There's no auto focus mode when using live view. You either picking single or continuous. I actually hear it. I doubt you can hear that, but as I'm moving the camera, I'm on AF-F on live view, and it's just focusing like crazy. Focus, 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 focus. Okay, I will say, and I have mentioned this before. Look, you can see behind me in the office. That's funny. I'm not a fan of live view on any DSLR. I don't think that you'll get, let me rephrase. I think that you will get better photos if you use the optical viewfinder versus live view. And there are a couple reasons for that, but one is, I have to turn it off, it's making me crazy. One of the reasons is if you're using live view, you tend to hold the camera away from your person, and that leads to more camera shake. So if you want sharper, steadier photos, then you would want to bring it up to your eye using the optical viewfinder. I mean, this is going to be the same for mirrorless as well. The closer and more stable you're holding that camera, the lower you can have a shutter speed and still hope to retain a sharp image. So I'm not a fan of live view on DSLRs. I have found that I've been using live view on my Fuji X-T3 mirrorless just for fun. I don't know. I haven't shot a real session with it yet, so when I do, I really want to get more used to using in that case, the electronic viewfinder, or just putting the camera close to my face, because again, holding it away from you will cause motion blur. I don't care how steady you think you are, you shake the camera a little bit just when you take the photo. What mode do you primarily shoot in, you guys? And what do you shoot? I would just be interested. Do you use single servo, locks the focus one time, take the photo, or continuous, where it continuously focuses until you take the photo? Or do you use the auto setting for that, which is the camera picks? And I'm not a fan. I'd rather you choose one or the other. I hope that you found this useful. I'll see you in the next video.